Good morning, everyone, and thank you for providing me with the opportunity to speak to so many European colleagues this morning at the Housing 2030 conference, which has the theme of improving housing affordability through access to finance and funding. Providing affordable housing for our citizens is a common challenge facing all countries in Europe. It's a challenge we must meet to improve the lives of citizens and to provide a stable foundation for the well-being of our communities. As you're all aware, the past 12 months have been very challenging for the housing sector, with delivery greatly impacted by restrictions introduced to protect public health. This year, most housing construction in Ireland ceased for almost 14 weeks. This was a significant pause in the delivery of housing and will unfortunately impact on that delivery in 2021. Despite these unprecedented challenges, we have been progressing new policies, particularly in relation to affordability, which will reshape delivery of housing in Ireland and deliver on the government's commitment that everybody should have access to good quality housing to purchase or to rent at an affordable price, built to a high standard, offering a high quality of life. My department recently commissioned work from the ESRI, and we know we're going to need around 33,000 homes a year across all tenures to keep up with population growth and demand for housing. To meet our commitments, funding of 3.3 billion was allocated in Budget 2021 towards the delivery of housing, the single largest housing budget ever. This is to support the delivery of 12,750 new social homes, including a record 9,500 new builds this year in 2021. We know COVID will have had an impact, but we're doing everything in our power to make up for some of that lost ground. This summer, we'll be publishing a new housing strategy, Housing for All, to set out our ambitions and how we're going to deliver them. The delivery of more affordable and social homes will be a key focus in the plan. The plan will also set out measures to address homelessness, both through the delivery of new homes, but also the provision of supports that many homeless people need, particularly in the areas of mental health and addiction. Supporting our most vulnerable citizens will be a key objective of the plan, and we'll be aiming to deliver 50,000 new social homes. The main focus will be to deliver new build homes to reduce reliance on the private market and to put the local authorities back at the heart of housing delivery. Affordability is recognised as a key challenge in the housing market. The government is committed to ensuring that affordable quality housing solutions are available to everyone in Irish society, and this is reflected clearly in the Programme for Government. The Programme for Government commits to putting affordability at the heart of the housing system through the progression of state-backed affordable housing. I'm currently progressing a new affordable housing bill through our own Parliament, and this government has committed funding for this year of €468 million specifically to cover affordability measures. This includes funding for the introduction of a new targeted and focused shared equity scheme. It is intended that these schemes will be targeted towards eligible first-time buyers who are seeking to buy a new home, but who cannot quite secure the full mortgage amount to do so at this stage. And subject to the final qualifying criteria, these schemes would see the state take a limited equity stake in the property in order to allow purchasers to meet the total cost of their available mortgage. To date, using the €310 million Service Sites Fund, my department is committed to funding to support the delivery of and facilitating infrastructure that will see almost 4,000 more affordable homes on public land. And I'm also committed to the introduction of a new cost rental sector in Ireland. It's been modelled on similar sectors that successfully provide affordable rental accommodation elsewhere in the European Union. In Budget 2021, a new fund of 35 million was provided to our approved housing bodies to access low-cost loan finance over a 40-year period for up to 30% of the cost of the provision of these homes. A further 100 million of matching finance is available at competitive rates through our Housing Finance Agency for the remainder of the costs. And these funds will help reduce rents for the tenants of these homes. In the longer term, we intend to expand this scheme to deliver at scale and would hope that private bodies will help contribute to this sector, the terms and conditions of which are being finalised as part of my affordable housing bill that I mentioned earlier. In addition to the delivery of homes by our approved housing bodies, The further development of the cost rental sector will be supported by local authorities and our new Land Development Agency. Funding streams such as the European Investment Bank, international pension funds and other interested in this long-term and sustainable form of housing provision may play a central role in the delivery of cost rental homes at scale. The Land Development Agency is a new state agency which will work with state bodies and with local authorities to make more effective use of state lands, providing a stable, sustainable supply of land for housing. It's planned that the Land Development Agency will be capitalised from the proposed provision of 1.25 billion in the Irish Strategic Investment Fund, and that will happen this year. The agency will play an increasingly significant role in the delivery of more affordable housing, as set out in our programme for government. As it stands, it's currently developing 9 sites that have near-term delivery potential of 3,600 new homes, the majority of which will be for cost rental and affordable home purchase. In the longer term, it will assemble strategic land banks from a mix of public and private, making these available for housing in a controlled manner, which will bring essential long-term stability and sustainability to the housing system. In concluding, I'd like to reiterate the fact that last year just over 20,000 new homes were completed, with just under 8,000 of those as new social homes. And I'm very conscious that we need to increase this substantially. And I'm under no illusion of the challenges ahead of me to make sure that we meet these targets. Through the introduction of our affordability measures, we will meet the needs of families that do not qualify for social housing supports and are excluded from high prices in urban areas. We will focus on delivering at least 10,000 new social homes each year over the coming 5 years, and this will continue downward trend on waiting lists, which are down 10% from 2019 to 2020 and down 1/3 since 2016. Our new strategy, Housing for All, will further outline the mechanisms we're developing to utilise land, provide infrastructure and explore new and innovative forms of delivery to ensure there is a home available for everyone who needs one. Finally, I'd like to thank Housing Europe, the United Nations Economic Commission for Europe and the UN Habitat for inviting me to speak with you today. This conference comes at a pivotal time for affordable housing in Ireland and indeed elsewhere in Europe. It's incumbent on us to deliver affordable homes for our citizens. We have much to learn from each other, and for Ireland in particular, we have much to learn from our European colleagues. I'm sure this conference will provide a great basis to do just that. Gur míle maith agaibh go léir.